Alright, hello. I think I'm live. I just gotta type this shit in on Discord. This is the winners finals for the FLC 28 championship. Two good friends of mine in the community, AJT BLS and NB96. Two pretty strong players. I think this is AJT's fifth consecutive winners finals in FLC tournaments. It's a very strong showing by him. And then a little bit of backstory on NB96. He's an older player, and just came back to GOATS recently and have had a pretty strong showing so far. Looks like AJT opens up with the Thunder Dragon. Normal summons Tribe to attack the set monster, which is a Dekoichi. Now I'm going to have to tab into Discord really quick and post this in announcements. Looks like I can't. Oh, shit. Alright, so AJT flips up the Dust Shoot. Let's see if we get a hand reveal here. Okay. Working out on the announcements post, but it looks like AJT is still just thinking on what he wants to put back. Still thinking here. I think he's typing out all the cards now, actually. Okay, AJ is really thinking about this one. Looks like I have permission to post now. Alright, looks like AJT is going to put back Breaker. Alright. So I'm finally tabbed in now, sorry about that. So NB96 responds with a Sork in defense mode, banishing the tribe. According to AJT, Nick's hand is Merchant, Dekoichi, another Sork, and Nobleman. It's going to be met with a set monster, so it's either the Dekoichi or the Merchant. I believe MB96 is playing a Chaos Return deck of some sort. I don't know the specifics, but I know there's Return in here. A few players have been knocked out through that today. And I also don't know what HAT is playing, other than some sort of Chaos, obviously, with the Thunder Dragon. Alright, we have Snatch Steal coming down. Obviously, that's going to go through. Attack into the set monster. It is the Dekoichi. So in NB96's hand remains 2 Thunder Dragons, Magical Merchant, another Sorcerer, and Nobleman with an unknown card. Looks like we have a main phase 2 decision here from Adam. So he is setting a monster into the Nobleman. We'll see if the set monster is something he actually wants knocked or something he doesn't want knocked. Sometimes people play mind games. It is something that, honestly, I'm not sure. It looks like it's going to, at least at the minimum, eliminate Faith from this game 1. Unless Adam has a second Faith in hand, which he might. I'm not sure about his list. That's going to be met with a L set into Dust Shoot. So we are going to find out right now if AJT does have another Faith in hand. MB96 does also still have Merchant that we know of. And a new back row. So the back row, it's looking like the back row is the card he drew for turn. So that set card likely has to be the Merchant. He also did draw a card off Dekoichi, though, as well. So the Dust Shoot was a card he drew potentially off for turn or off the Dekoichi. So either way, those were the 2 new cards. The Merchant is going to resolve here. Going into return, it's a decent return, but nothing with a too big of a body. AJT will have to remind himself that return is in MB96's hand, and he's also going to set 1 more back row. So this Snatch Steal is going to go off for the 2nd time. Okay, we do have a Dust Shoot. There's a lot of Dust Shoots in this match already. Okay, and that is met with a Solemn. So, wipe out the 9,000 life points. We're now at 4,500. And the Snatch Steal does go off. So using Solemn here on the shoot does save him a bit of life. Curious to see... Okay, yeah, so he does just Solemn here to get out his other Sorcerer that we knew he had. And that means his hand remains Return, Thunder Dragon, and another unknown card. But when NB96 used Dust Shoot, it doesn't look like he... Unless I'm misremembering. I think he put Backbreaker, actually. Okay, so the unknown card could be that back row, or it could be Return. obviously return for MB96 is quite large now with the Sorcerer. He is going to go and swing here for 23. AJT is thinking about it with a response. This could potentially be a ton of damage. I don't think it's quite lethal unless I'm counting wrong. It's 53. Actually, it could be game. He decides not to, so maybe fearing a prolonged hold of Mirror Force or Torrential. That is going to be met on AJ's turn with a Pot of Greed to MB96's set card. So now let's see if Adam was able to draw something to deal with this board. Because the Sork by itself is pretty strong. Adam's Grave does not have a dark setup. So if he drew a dark and he has a Chaos in hand, he might need to try to crash it. Depending on what the back row is. He could also just have something to set. And also we were talking about maybe potentially having a third Faith in hand. He is going to Phoenix Wing the set monster. So it looks like he's trying to bank on this set walking. Okay, so that's with a T set. So obviously MB96's draw this turn was basically canceled out from the Phoenix Wing because AJ spun it. So that attack is going to go through, and it is Spy. So he does have his dark setup now. Return from MB96 is still in play. He's going to drop Duo, which is just going to hit. Man, that's unfortunate. So he does hit a Sorcerer that he did have online now. He is going to put the Spy and crash into a set Serpent. He sets one more back row. So he has to be careful of this return. MB96 decides not to add the Serpent in standby phase, maybe playing around Dust Shoot. Okay, so Sork's just going to go and remove the Spy. MB96 still not using return. To be fair, I don't think he has to in this spot. He's pretty ahead right now. Adam just sets another monster. Just basically trying to cling on here. Okay, so he does decide to add the Serpent, and it does get met with the third Dust Shoot. MB96 considering here. He's viewing his extra deck. Maybe he runs Metamorphosis. Like I said, I haven't caught all the games prior to this, so I'm not sure. He is going to Phoenix Wing Chain, spin the pitch the Serpent to avoid the Dust Shoot. TD Meta, so he does run Metamorphosis that we know of, and since it is still the standby phase, he'll be able to add it back. And now that he has Metamorphosis, pitch a Thunder Dragon here. Yep, that's. Oh, did he? Okay, yeah. So we'll see what he does here. I mean, he's down to one card. He does have the Metamorphosis. Potentially could just go for Ryu Senshi here with the Sorcerer and then flip Return. And we know that Return's the set card now off that Dust Shoot, and it looks like that is what he's going to do. I don't think AJT can survive this. Yeah, it's looking like game. I mean, this is plenty of damage here. Just considering what else to get, I mean, honestly, I don't think it matters much. Yeah, AJT is just scooping here for game one. So, NB96 takes game one there. Return ends up sealing the deal, as it seems to have for most of the event today in his bracket. He's using the loo, so he will be right back. I'm just checking back the YouTube chat now. What's up, FDS? What's up, Jesse? Ace of Spades. We are waiting here for NB96 to come back from the bathroom. Looks like AJT is already done with his sideboard. So the winner of this match moves on to grand finals. The loser obviously will go down into the loser bracket and try to make a run back up to grand finals. Like I was saying earlier, I believe this is AJT's 5th straight winners finals in FLC events. It's a very, very strong showing by him. He's staying consistent with the success. And then NB96 is an older player who is just coming back seemingly into the GOAT scene and has been on a straight tear today with his Chaos Return, I guess we'll call it control deck, because we saw Metamorphosis. Very strong showing by both players, honestly, and two good friends of mine, so this is a fun one to watch. I don't really know who to root for. I just want it to be a good game, regardless, so... Alright, looks like Nick is back. He's finished his side, and we're jumping into game 2 here. So naturally, AJT will choose to go first. He does open up with Thunder Dragons again. Alright, and that Thunder Dragon has met with an immediate think, followed by a duo. Oh, please don't roll it 3 times. Oh no! It's cursed. Oh my goodness. Wow. Don't see that often. So, and then on top of that, he does actually hit a Thunder Dragon, which honestly might have been a good hit. It's going to make Nick's top decks later a bit worse. Also, he's going to be strepped for light count as well, and there's a Kaiku on the board. I mean, I6 also going to use his own duo. We do know that Adam has 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. He has a 50-50 here. He does not hit the Thunder Dragon. So one of the card that remains in AJT's hand is a Thunder Dragon. And also, both players opting to use Phoenix Wing Wind Blast in their lists. I have not seen Raigeki break. So maybe Phoenix Wing is the move. Alright, and then MB is just going to set a monster and pass. For his sake, hopefully it can wall something. It looks like it can't. That's unfortunate. So this Kaiku is going to go through and take him off count. We'll see if AJ actually does it since he's running return. It looks like he is still going to do it regardless. He's thinking about the light monster, actually. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a potential thing because we do know MB96 is running Return from the Different Dimensions, so banishing more counts is just going to make that larger if it does come out. However, you still run the risk of him removing this Kaiku, which it looks like he can with this tribe. And if he gets another dark in there, which he doesn't yet, but that light count is still there for later. We'll see if that decision by AJT ends up biting him here in this game too. Hopefully that back row for MB96's sake is something that can protect the tribe, because we do know AJT has Tsukiyomi, which is going to come out right now, immediately. And it looks like that back row is not protection. And Suku is going to stick. So, standby phase, adding back the Serpent. No need to worry about Dust Shoot. Sets a monster pass. Obviously, set Serpent is a consideration here, but it's not guaranteed. AJ going to slam the Pot of Greed. It's a good draw for turn. Very up on card advantage right now. He does have another Kaiku. And this time, yeah, it is not a Serpent. It is the Koichi. So now, because AJT did not get rid of the light count earlier, MB96 does actually have Chaos available if he can turn off this Kaiku. So he's going to set another back row and a monster. We know that AJT has Tsukiyomi in hand, so he could potentially do what he did last time and just set Kaiku, flip it back up, and then try to get a swing in and potentially take MB96 off of counts again. He is going to just drop Heavy Storm. That is a great card to have in this situation because of what I just said. It looks like it's just going to walk. Oh, and he did have the Torrential too. So set Torrential under presumably set Serpent would have been great here for Nick to deal with that Tsukiyomi and Kaiku. And it looks like now this is just going to walk. Oh, we might even have a BLS here or a Chaos Sorcerer. Adam's looking at his grave. If it's BLS, I believe it's game. He's going to play it safe and just hold it. I don't disagree with that. He's in a very good spot here. He is going to remove the Serpent and the Dark Monster. And we are just back to being brutally beat down by AJT's deck. Nick's in a very bad spot here. He lost his Serpent as well. So if he just drew Metamorphosis, like he can't even use that. Even if he had it, the Tsukiyomi's going to come down. He does have Snatch Heal here to try and stabilize a bit. But, again, I mean, Kaiku's another card that just dies to Tsukiyomi. So it's definitely being MVP right now in this game. At least game 2, I'd say, for AJT. Now, the Kaiku is going to be able to walk here and get rid of the lights. However, we do know that one light still remains in hand. So if AJ needs or wants to, he can just discard it, fail to find, and get the Chaos Monster out if he can get a Dark in. So no immediate response here to deal with this board. Obviously, Tsukiyomi would deal with the Kaiku, but there's another set monster to worry about now. And maybe that's not the line that AJT wants to take. Okay, well, it looks like it is the line he wants to take. He's going to set the Kaiku. We'll see what he swings at. Presumably the Kaiku. It is. Met with another set back row. Yeah, and there's the mid to late game Thunder Dragon top deck I was talking about when AJT duoed Thunder Dragon in the opener. That's a very bad draw, in my opinion, right now for MB96. And he does get a Solemn off the Merchant. However, in this spot, I'm not sure Solemn's going to be too great, considering how low his life is and how unprotected he is right now. I think you would much rather have pretty much any other back row than the Solemn in this spot. And also, the Merchant is just in face-up attack mode right now, which could potentially be a ton of damage as well. We could see Chaos Sorcerer or something just come down, do some damage, met with a ring or whatever. But, I mean, the card advantage right now is so in AJT's favor that, honestly, he can probably play this game as slow as he wants to. So the back row is obviously the Solemn, so there's not much of a read there, because the other card in MB96's hand is the Thunder Dragon. He also chose to set a monster instead of converting the Merchant. Okay, well, MST is going to get rid of Solemn here. All AJT needs is a light, which he's got because he has the third one in hand still, so there's Fail to Find. Now we're going to be dropping a Chaos Monster, and we'll see if it's BLS or Sork, and if one of these back row is Ring, that's just game, straight up. Especially because this Merchant is still in attack mode. It is Sorcerer. He's going to go for the damage. There's 2100 right there. Tsukiyomi sets the Sork. Oh, wrong card to add there. So he does set the Sork. Snatch Steal is already gone. Interesting here, because if MB96 draws into Nobleman, he can at the least remove the Sork. So I'm not sure about... Okay, alright. Makes a bit more sense now. Playing around Set Faith so that he can't add Snatch. Okay. I respect that. So what do you add here? You're not at enough life where you can really use Duo. And if you add MST, both of those back row are potentially chainable. And Snatch doesn't help you right now. He is just going to go with MST, which I think probably was the best option in this spot, even though these are potentially chainable. And he's going to set the Thunder Dragon, presumably, and also presumably the MST. So there's only one unknown card right now from MB96's field. And obviously, I mean, AJT is really ahead right now with the set Sork and two back row, Suku in hand. So quite a large think here. Playing pretty carefully into that back row. Still quite a large think. I think the main thing here is just trying to figure out what the set monster likely could be. So Torrential's gone, so that would have to be met with a Solemn. Or like a bottomless trap hole, but I don't think anybody's playing that. Oh yeah, obviously that was the Thunder Dragon. What am I talking about? Wow. Yeah, I actually totally forgot he tribute set the Thunder Dragon there. Oopsie. So we have one more monster set from AJT. And A6 is just going to do the same thing. So Spy is going to come down. He's going wide with it. Sork first in case the set is Spy. This might be a scoop here. I think at least you'd want to MST something before you scoop. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. So we're just going to get a reveal here. Oh, Tomato. Can maybe Tomato save this? Okay. Obviously, this new Doria will trade pretty well into this board. However, the card advantage is still quite bad. And this new Doria will leave A6 with at least 100 life points. I assume he's going to hit the Sorcerer with it. Because the Sorcerer is much harder to deal with. However, at this stage in the game, maybe it doesn't even matter, but... So we know Snatch Steel's gone. We do have a potential Chaos top deck, which would be probably a saving grace other than, like, Pot of Greed into Chaos to give him a bit more card advantage. And it's going to be set with another monster. And there's no immediate play of anything here. So, do not think it's Pot of Greed. Could still be a Chaos, though. Also, did AJT forget to attack? With the other Spy? Unless I'm totally tripping. I might be totally tripping, but I think he should be at 100 life points right now. And it looks like he did get a Chaos. Wow. AJT totally forgot to attack with, Oh, wow. Oh, and it deals with the Faith. So we know Suku's in hand. Snatch Steal still in play. Doesn't have it. Set monster pass. The back row isn't anything responsive. Going big here. 23. AJ's got one more turn, potentially. Unless he can deal with this board. Needs snatch. Doesn't have lights. All the lights are gone. Also, yeah. So he needs snatch or ring to maybe cause a draw. This is a bad spot. So he sets another card. BLS presumably can just banish it. The new back row maybe could deal with the sorcerer, buy him another turn. If you're NB96, do you play into anything here? No, probably not. I think you just keep playing it safe. Oh, wow. This is not good. Okay, that's going to be... Okay, and since the sorcerer did declare an attack, that means it cannot banish in main phase 2. So, yep, you do crash here. Preserve your BLS. However, AJT still does not have lights. So topping a Chaos doesn't save him here. He could, though, with the top deck Graceful. This could draw him into an answer. That's 3 fresh cards. Potentially could put a light in the grave. Knight Assailant going to go in, gets him back to Spy at least, buys him another turn. Potentially. Unless there's a fucking return set or something. Are we going to see potentially 2 return game shots? This duel is insane. Okay, so we pitch Spy NA. Unfortunately, do not see a light. He might just be out of lights, to be honest. 3 Thunder Dragon, 2 Faith. All banished. Set monster pass. So probably just the Spy, you would assume. We are just going to keep playing it safe here with the BLS. However, MB96 has to be careful because Snatch Steal still is in AJT's deck. And Ring. There's the Mind Con. So that is going to answer the BLS. However, return is still very much a factor. This duel got quite intense quite quickly, and for the majority, it looked like MB96 was out. Though that Solemn is going to answer the Mind Con. Oh, this is getting dicey. He is going to just go for the attack. And there's the scoop. NB96 is your winner with the 2-0 over AJT BLS. Honestly, what a fantastic duel. I really enjoyed that. I think Game 2 was looking pretty grim up until the end here, and it just got insane out of nowhere. NB96 able to stabilize long enough. That new Doria coming in clutch, drawing into the double Chaos Monsters to get him back on the field, dealing with all of AJT's set spam. Actually unreal that he was able to come back from that and win this game. Very impressive. And with that, NB96 is going to move on to Grand Finals. He will be playing the winner of the losers bracket, which AJT will now drop into. AJT has one more shot at winning his next game to get back to Grand Finals to play NB96 once again. And wow, I mean, what a game. That was actually awesome. I really enjoyed that. All right, and with that, I'm going to take like a few minute breather. I'm going to open up the bracket on my phone just to see who's playing, unless somebody can just tag me and let me know in the cord. And then we'll follow the rest of top 4. So unless top 4 is ready to go, then I'm going to halt the stream for now and we'll be back. But like I said, I'm just going to check the challenge. All right, I'm looking at the bracket now. It looks like we actually have a long ways to go for top four, so I am going to be stopping the stream for now. However, on the Format Library Discord, I will be tagging again when the stream goes live for top four. It looks like we have got Ludo still in the run. Don't Copy versus some fucking name I've never seen. Wickelfridum. That is a dope name. I love your name. Then we've got Herney Hogg, which I believe MB96 beat earlier to put him in the losers bracket, who was also having a good run. We have Ray Saber, and then AJT BLS. So I believe it is just top 8 right now. So yeah, I will see you guys back on stream when it is top 4.